Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Up Missoula. I'm your host, Scott Ramf, and I got lots to talk about today. I got dubbing stuff featuring a French sword fighting movie. I got new Meg, an extended Meg look. We also have a little clip from Christian Ackerman's own Corvallis High School, because when he's not working here at MCAT, he also splits part-time at Corvallis High School as their media arts teacher. Essentially. So I'm going to show a little bit of that later in the show, but we're going to kick things off with a little bit of weather. So currently the weather outside is 63 degrees. It's going to get a high of 91 degrees. So if you guys are planning on going out to lunch or doing any kind of like outdoor activities, then earlier the better. But of course, the hottest part of the day was usually around 3-4 o'clock, maybe, and then usually kind of stays pretty high for the most of the day, but you can expect those highs to be 91 degrees. So it's not going to be too hot, and things are going to start cooling down later on this week, up and through your weekend, because tonight you're going to have a low of 57. Thursday, your high is going to be 88, but then Friday, it's going to dip down to 83 degrees. So if you guys are planning on going out and about on a Friday night this week, that may be a great option to do it, because it'll be a perfect day just to be out. It's not too hot. It's not going to be too temperature-wise. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it you need to know about your weather. Looking pretty mild for a summer, but you can expect high temperatures pretty much to happen in late July, early August, since that usually is Missoula's or some places in Montana's peak in summertime. Local. It looks like those buyouts at the University of Montana have reached a third round of negotiations. They're looking to buy certain professors at the university out of their contracts. They're hoping to retire 100 employees. They're trying to get rid of, or they're trying to buy out 100 employees, basically, in two separate offers in an attempt to save $4 million in personal costs. An estimated 20 people have accepted or expressed interest in the buyout, although none of the deals are finally closed. So if you really think about it, it's 20 people have accepted or expressed interest. It may be like 2 people want to, and then 18 people have expressed interest. So you don't know what the numbers really imply. So in an article in the Missoulian, the recent years UM has experienced budget trouble as a result of enrollment deadlines, lack of students wanting to go to the University of Montana, and many programs actually being closed, which also don't help when students want to come to the University of Montana to go to certain classes, and then they find out that a couple of those classes are cut because of the budget. So it's kind of like you're a snake eating its own tail in a way, if you really think about it. But so that's kind of like going on through here. The Board of Regents are the one who kind of regulate how much money each of the state universities get. Yeah, I mean, but of course, there's only a certain amount, because the university also has a certain amount of revenue and income that it gets on its own, usually through the athletics department at the University of Montana is one of their biggest draws of money. So it's just one of those things that we got to keep our eye on for a little bit longer. But let's talk about some more state news. In terms of Steve Bullock is actually planning on running for president in 2020. According to the Billings Gazette article written by Holly K. Michaels, Governor Bullock is forming a federal super PAC to widen his view across the U.S. Bullock has gained attention as a more moderate Democrat in the state that voted for Republican President Donald Trump by 20 points. He narrowly won re-election against now U.S. Rep. Greg Gianforte last November. He came into the governorship following popular Democratic Governor Brian Schweitzer, who had previously been named as a possible presidential candidate. Democrats have been having a hard time getting the vote from blue-collar Americans, while many of the large points of the electoral college has been both east and western coast. Many of the states in the middle have been neglected, and many of them have voted more red than in the past than in more recent years. And a lot of Democrats are looking to. Well, the National Democrats are actually looking to figure out ways to connect with rural communities and whatnot like that. And maybe Bullock has a good chance of doing that as well, because he is what I guess I would call conservative Democrat for the most part, but of course Republicans would probably disagree. So in national news, if you haven't already heard, the GOP healthcare bill, known as the Better Healthcare Bill, has fell. It's fell through. It's not going to happen. key GOP members refused to back a new health care plan that was put together and re-edited before it went before the Senate. Many of the Republicans who voted against it said it's not a solid replacement for Obamacare. The majority leader, Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, seemed resolved to force senators to vote just last Tuesday, but by Tuesday afternoon it was clear that they did not have the 50 votes even to clear the procedural hurdles before considering a repeal-only measure. According to the New York Times, Senators Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia, Susan Collins of Maine, and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, all Republicans, declared that they would not vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act without a replacement, even enough to doom the effort before it could gain any momentum. Senator Rob Portman, Republican of Ohio, also rejected the path. And then also a Republican dinner on Monday. Senator Rand Paul refused to go to that as well, speaking on many of the talk shows on Sunday about how he did not want to support the health care bill simply because it was in his opinion, a very poorly put together. While Mr. Trump has promised destruction, other Republicans signaled that they wanted to take a more constructive approach. Senator Lamar Alexander of Tennessee, chairman of the Senate Health Committee, announced that he would hold hearings in the next few weeks on stabilizing the individual health care insurance market. So far, Wall Street has stayed quiet. There hasn't been much going on here. The U.S. dollar amount has actually gone down a little bit, and health insurance stock has gone down as well. So many things are just kind of are like, what's next? And Trump says that he would prefer that this fail on its own, and then the Democrats would have to come back and ask the Republicans for help. So it's going to be, he's waiting for like a well kind of situation where he can go well to the Democrats if Obamacare fails. But we don't know that for sure because it's the future. So that's pretty much it, what's happening in the news. There's a lot happening, and you can look up New York Times, you can go to the Missoulian, you can go to the Billings Gazette. That's where I got my information. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I got a brand new Dublin stuff featuring the movie Cyrano de Bergerac, and it's from 1950, and I redo the voices of old public domain movies. So when I come back, we're going to talk about City Council, and they honored former mayor of Missoula, Dan Kemmis, from 1990 to 1996, and I'll talk about him when we come back after this.
And I, being me, have lots to say to you in an insulting manner. For this age and time, I shall defeat you using... Defeat me? Yes, it's quite simple. I'm going to find your deepest insecurities and exploit them. Someone as good-looking as you must not be very good at anything. Orlando Bloom-looking wannabe. Yeah! On guard! Ha You think you buy a sword and you think you can challenge me?
This guy thinks he's all that.
Indeed. But the greatest fight is not fought. Fighting should be used as a last resort. But in your case, a first.
I guess it just means I have more practice.
Perhaps. This will not take very long, ladies and gentlemen, for I'm about to unsheath my sword. Please hold on to this for me. I'm going to teach this man a lesson.
You're all talk, but no sword.
And you think yoga is a good workout.
Yeah, someone take my hat.
All right, everyone, stand back. This is going to get very depressing right now. Chicka chicka cha boom boom, chicka bam bam, hiya. Here, take my feathery hat. And please take my cape that I got from the Hoopastank concert. Because sometimes you need to find a reason for you. Because I found a reason for me. Ha ha! Ooh, I see you know first position. Come on. Oh, that's nice. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power! Well, this is kind of embarrassing. Oh well, let's continue our fight. Ha-ha! Huzzah! Ha-ya! Ha-poosh! Ka-pow-pow! Yeah! Oh, ho, ho! Come on! Come at me! Oh! Looks like you may have the upper hand! Oh! I'm against the wall! Whoa! Not again! Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Zazza! And look out, people! Get out of the way! You shouldn't be so close! Okay, here we go! And here it comes! It's coming! It's gonna come! Well, look out! And wait for it!
Will you just stop talking? God.
Okay. Almost gonna get there. And And bang! Boom! Goes the dynamite.
Okay, best 2 out of 3.
Good show, good show.
You should marry my daughter. I love you.
We're gonna go straight to the top.
Why, I don't really love you.
All right, folks. Show's over. Show's over, folks. Show's over. Now get out of here.
You made me believe in miracles again.
Hey guys, welcome back. Mayor John Engen said some nice words about Dan Kemmis, former mayor of Missoula from 1990 to 1996. And this is how he kind of kicks off a ceremony to honor Dan Kemmis.
For some time now, in an effort to find someone to replace Dan Kemmis on the Missoula Redevelopment Agency board, and as it turns out, he is irreplaceable. I don't often find that folks are irreplaceable, but Dan is. He has been enormously thoughtful as a leader in this community for decades, and his service on the Missoula Redevelopment Agency board was exemplary. Dan asks questions that others may not ask. He offers insight that comes from experience and a tremendous commitment to his neighbors, to his community, and to the larger idea of community, and his work has been remarkable. So it turns out I won't be able to replace Dan. I will find someone who will fill a seat and serve, I suspect, with honor and skill and dignity, but never the way Dan has served. And so this evening we take the opportunity to recognize, against his will, his service and contributions to the city of Missoula.
All right, so another quote was from one of his coworkers who's worked close with him in the redevelopment portion of the city of Missoula. And this is Carl England, who's worked with Dan in these last many years.
Make our decisions better. He brought his intelligence, great intelligence, and his calm demeanor and his inquisitive mind, and prepared for every meeting and made sure that when we went through our discussions, which actually he's sort of the intellectual leader of that. They give me the gavel, but Dan led the discussion, and Nancy's really in charge. But what he did was just make sure that we always knew what we were doing, why we were doing, how we were doing it, and what its long and its short-term ramifications are.
All right, so that was, once again, sorry, let me just, my memory's terrible, but Carl England, who said some nice words about Dan Kemmis. So here is Dan Kemmis himself speaking humbly about all the people who are giving him all this positive attention.
And
oh, wait, hold on a second. That's not it. This is it. Here it is.
I knew this was going to be embarrassing, Mr. Mayor, and it was and is, but I had a little talk with myself and said basically, now, Daniel, if these people that you respect and admire so much are going to take the time and the trouble to honor you, then the least you can do is to feel honored. And so I took my advice, and I do feel deeply and genuinely honored, and also deeply grateful. I could stop there, but I don't think I've used up 3 minutes yet, so I have 2 other things that I'd like to say, and they won't take long. First of all, it seems a little odd, in a sense, to be honored for doing something that you'd gladly pay good money for the privilege of doing. Working with all of you and all of my colleagues here to make Missoula the city that we all take so much pride in is, from my perspective, the most satisfying kind of work that I can imagine doing.
All right, so that was Dan Kemmis, and you can see the whole meeting about that, or about rezoning, about another topic on that meeting as well. But they honored Dan Kemmis during the city council meeting on Monday, and you can watch that anytime by logging on to ci.missoula.mt.us, your great resource of where you can find current and upcoming meetings on the website. So what I always go to is Your Government. I go to Agendas, Webcasts, and Minutes, and brings up this. You gotta wait just a little bit, and then it pops up an agenda, and it gives you a layout and printouts of all the agendas that are coming up. You got Public Works, you got budget committees going on here, you got Admin and Finance, Public Safety and Health, and Parks and Conservation, just many things that the City of Missoula talks about in their community meetings, and then they get to this major City Council meetings where they vote on them. So, yep, that's pretty much it for your City Council report. I have actually just a couple news items I want to talk about in terms of MCAT stuff. So MCAT Missoula Community Media Resource, you can find out more information about us, and we're by going on to MCAT.org. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. This week, MCAT is closed to the public, but we are open for the public between 5 and 8 p.m. every single day this week. So we do checkouts like camera equipment, lighting, sound gear. Our sound gear is kind of like but most of our other equipment is pretty good. We got some high definition cameras. We got some great lighting kits that anybody can just carry with in a bag and whatnot. So it's great. We have editing software here that ranges from let's see, Final Cut X and Adobe Premiere. There's a couple computers around here that has Adobe Premiere, but we also have a lot of other Adobe programs on there as well. If anybody is interested in doing some media projects through MCAT or is going to school, which usually we get a lot of college kids who can't get access to some of their stuff at the University of Montana, can come on down to MCAT and do that kind of thing. We do a lot of our services here for free, but we also are a community that shares and creates cameras and equipment. So anything that you use from MCAT has to be basically presented on our channel 189. So that's basically the nitty-gritty of what MCAT's all about. You can basically come down anytime between our open hours. Next week we're having our regular hours because we don't have any of our summer camps. This is basically the fourth but second to last summer camps this week, animation camp. But last week we also had animation camp as well, so I just don't want you to get confused. This is a new group of kids. They've been working on plenty of wonderful stop animations, and I'm going to show you one right now.
Life can lead you in many different directions. For instance, zoom, roar, or you could spin your fidget spinner. So you see, don't just choose one path. Choose many.
Yeah, and that was made by Alexis. She's also one of my kids from my after-school program at CS Porter, and she's here this week along with many other kids that I know and have been coming here for our Saturday drop-ins as well. Every school year for 9 months, MCAT hosts a Saturday drop-in, and it allows kids to come in and create using many different programs that we provide here. It's a great opportunity to connect with the community and to basically influence? No, I don't want to say inspire. That's better. Anyways, inspire the youth of the nation. And I got that song stuck in my head. So, okay, I'll move on. Okay, so we got a lot of new programs happening this week on MCAT, one of which is I'm going to give you a feature short length of a video as well. So this is going to be about 7-8 minutes until I'll come back and talk about events. So without further ado, here's a bunch of new programs that are going to be on MCAT, followed by a nice little short film by Corvallis High School, courtesy of Christian Ackerman.
All of us can pay attention, and we each need to be aware of the role that we play in the lives of the teens, the important things we contribute, and the limitations of our roles. My son last year was being bullied, was the victim of bullying. And it was tough for me to see, his pain and my pain. And the toughest thing is, here I am, I'm a professional therapist, right? So I know the steps to do, but my heart is wrenched. I'm thinking, all right, don't tell him to beat him up. Don't teach him how to fight. That's not the thing. So what did I do? I did what I thought were the right things. I listened to him. I asked him about it. He didn't even want to talk about it because it was so painful. And it was horribly painful to me, but I was like, we have to talk about it. All I could do was walk through with him. I felt so hopeless. I was like, how am I supposed to address it? And send him back to the school? The reality is, I can do the right things as a parent in my home. But if I'm alone as a parent at home, it does feel hopeless, and it does feel overwhelming. And I know how helpless teachers can feel when they're trying not only to educate my kids, but to help them navigate through life, particularly when they feel alone and not supported by the parents. Just talking about issues in school can feel kind of useless, particularly with the most troubled teens or the ones who are absent or checked out. And I know pastors feel the same thing at church, where they see people once a week and can feel alone and overwhelmed against all these forces that are working against what's good.
Hey, my man, there's something wrong here. I don't see anyone.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, nobody's here. Do you know what's going on? When I was trying to fly a drone earlier, I was having troubles again. I mean, it could be something with RC. There could be Bluetooth issues.
Hey, we can talk about that
like
more
you said,
later.
there could be other
Yeah, I think I found your drone.
Isaac, it's time to go to school.
Alright, morning. Let's get the computer on.
What?
It just turned off for some reason.
Yeah, we need to go find Super.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, welcome back. Now it's time to talk about some events that are happening in and around Missoula. Let's kick things off with your Wednesday. So starting today at the public library at 10 a.m., you got Open Makerspace. Wow, that was fast. Open Makerspace in the public library. This is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and this allows people to create, to use a 3D printer and all sorts of wonderful, cool little toys that the library has. And it's pretty much open and free, depending upon. It's usually kind of like a first come, first serve there. I've been there. It's pretty cool. Fairly small room, but it's just great. It's a great way just to do that kind of stuff. That's just this and that. But Rainbow Foam, Family's First Museum, is happening at 11 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. So there's always a small gap of time for activities at Family's First Children's Museum. But other than that, a lot of times it's a great place for young kids, toddlers, basically any kids who just barely learning how to walk, for a safe place to climb, explore, and have all sorts of fun at the Family's First Children's Museum. And of course, the executive director. Oh man, I just can't. Robert. No, shoot. Oh. Man, it's just like on the top of my head. The former executive director of the flagship program moved over and got a new job with the Family's First Children's Museum. Mr. Roberts. Optics at 11 a.m. is Spectrum Discovery Center at Spectrum Discovery Center. It's they're learning about the eyes and optics and engaging and having all sorts of engaging exhibits. And this is happening at the 812 Toole Avenue address. They moved recently. They used to be on Front Street. So it's $3.50 for anyone 4 and over, and if you're under 3, you get in free. It's a great way for kids to learn and get involved with science at an early age. Off in the woods at Out to Lunch, it's a band that's going to be playing at the Karis Park. Kids activities provided by Jeanette Rankin Peace Center, and it's sponsored by Garlington, John, and Robinson. Missoula Osprey, so you can see Ozzy the Eagle. Ozzy the Osprey, sorry. Ozzy the Eagle, why am I saying that? Out to Lunch is a weekly concert series at Karis Park in the Clark Fork River featuring musicians and over 20 varied food vendors. You can enjoy Montana's longest running festival every Wednesday in June, July, and August from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they extended it this year by 2 more years. You have a kids table in the library, and this offers free lunch to any kids who are 18 and under. It's just free food. It's provided by the Missoula Food Bank and the USDA program as well. Basically by going to get this free lunch as well, you also contribute to the Missoula Food Bank and also the USDA as well. So even if you don't need it, if you are there and you provide a kid for food, it also helps benefit the Missoula Food Bank just by having for free lunch. It's crazy how it works. So let's paint a simple flower. Missoula Public Library is doing in the makerspace with instructor Robin in the large meeting room for an easy beginner painting class. They're in basic techniques to create simple paintings. All supplies are provided and registration is limited to 12 participants, and you can bring printed tickets to class. Register online at tinyurl makers let's paint flowers 071917. If you can remember that, great. But basically you can show up. It starts at 2:30 and it ends at 4:30. Today's your last chance to check out the roller skate fun and fitness at the Missoula Fairgrounds. So if you guys are interested in doing some roller skating in the Missoula Fairgrounds, today is the last day to do that. It's $7.50 admission price, includes quad rental. Brand new inline rental is $2 extra, but you can always get a lot of the used ones. But if you have your own skates, inline skates, roller skates, all that stuff, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. tonight only at the Missoula Fairgrounds, because they're going to be transitioning into their new, basically the Western Montana Fair that's going to be happening in August from August 8th, which is a Tuesday, and it goes until Sunday, which I can't think of it on top of my head, but just trust me, that's when it's happening. But Western Montana State Fair, it's first year when it's going to be free. So that's a little side note. So it's free to admission to go into the fair. The rides, of course, are going to cost you. So let's talk about the book club. Missoula Art Museum is hosting a book club at 6 o'clock tonight. You can join local author Gail Morrison for a lively discussion about her book, Hog's Exit, Jerry Daniels, The Hmong, and the CIA. You can call Cassidy at 406-728-0447 to RSVP. And you can follow the captivating story of the late Jerry Daniels, known as CIA call sign Hog. Missoula smoke jumper and CIA field operative Daniels was a liaison officer between Hmong General Vang Po and the CIA in Laos. He organized the air evacuation of Vang Pho and more than 2,000 of his officers and their families to Thailand, later facilitating the resettlement of more than 50,000 Hmong worldwide. So during the Vietnam War, after the Americans lost, basically what happened is that the Hmong who were in support of the Americans and also helped the Americans in the war were being hunted down by their northern communists supporters. So that's kind of what happened, and this is kind of like the backstory in it. So you get to learn a little bit of history of why a lot of Hmong families also resettled here in Missoula as well. So a little bit of history. So new to Medicare workshop at the Lifelong Learning Center. So it's happening tomorrow. Actually, wait, is it today? Yes, it's happening today from 6 to 8 p.m. They already had one on the 17th. And if you're approaching the age of 65 or eligible for Medicare due to a disability, you can learn how to make the most of your Medicare options. In this interactive two-part class, you'll learn about the importance of enrollment dates, saving money on your prescription drugs, and more. The second session each month provides a hands-on computer workshop so you can learn how to register your personal Medicare claims, plans, and coverage. It's $35 or two for $60. You can take one class or the other. So the online course is how you can. They show you how to register for Medicare online as well, which is happening from 6 to 8 at the Lifelong Learning Center. So happening at Shakespeare & Company tonight at 7 p.m. Roger W. Thompson, We Stood Upon Stars. And this is, you can join for a reading of his new travel memoir, We Stood Upon Stars, at 7 p.m. It's Finding God in Lost Places is a collection of Thompson's poetic and honest essays, spiritual reflections, and often hilarious stories stemming from his many years of expeditions through the American West. So you can check that out, 7 p.m. at the Shakespeare & Company. Missoula City Band is happening tonight at 8 p.m. They're going to have vocals, so they're going to have a chorus singing with the band, which I'll be in as well. So it's the Missoula Community Chorus with the Missoula City Band. Yeah, check it out. Also happening, Stop Making Sense is happening at the Roxy. This screening of Stop Making Sense is a part of a nationwide effort for art house theaters to honor the late, highly influential American director Jonathan Demme, who passed away in April of this year. Director Jonathan Demme captures the frantic energy and artsy groove of talking heads in the concert movie shot at the Hollywood Pantages Theater in 1983. The band's frontman, David Bryan, first appears on an empty stage, armed with only an acoustic guitar, and is gradually joined by a bassist, Tina Weymouth, drummer Chris France, keyboardist Jerry Harrison, and a cadre of backup singers as they perform the band's hits, culminating in an iconic performance featuring Byron in an enormous suit. So basically, the show's called Stop Making Sense. It's 9 p.m. at the Roxy Theater. Here are some of your late night events. So if you guys are interested in doing a bunch of karaoke, tonight's usually the night for karaoke, and all the karaoke nights are happening at the Eagles Lodge, Badlander, Sunrise Saloon, and VFW. But if you're not interested in that, they have some reggae at the VFW earlier at 8 p.m. Let's see. That's pretty much it. That's all your nightly events that are happening for your Wednesday. I have an art clip for you guys. It's from the Missoula Art Museum. I've shown this many times, but I implore you guys, the Missoula Art Museum is a great place. It's free. Anybody can go there. So without further ado, here's a little taste of what you guys can see at the Missoula Art Museum. And when I come back, I'll talk about your Thursday events. Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about some Thursday events that are happening tomorrow. Adventures in Animation. So as if our Stop Animation Week wasn't good enough, some kids can do some early morning stop animation at the Roxy Theater starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Students create their own stop motion movie microfilms from story development and character modeling, and a careful work of setting those elements into motion and capturing them through a magic of iPad technology. Artists in Paradise at 10 a.m. at the Paradise Center. Sanders County Art Council is delighted to announce the dates for their 4th annual Artists in Paradise, and you can join them from July 22nd through the July 20th through the 22nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to see a variety of original art by Sanders County artists and visit with the artists. Many of the artists will also have prints and other items featuring their work. New this year is the addition of featured artists. To kick off the feature is Maria Ma Brown Robbins of Rathdrum, Idaho, and formerly of Hot Springs. Come renew old acquaintances or meet this delightful lady and enjoy her beautiful art. Local musicians will feature each day, and food will be available for purchase on site. Tour the school and see how it's transitioning into a community center with a wide variety of uses. And this is going to be at the Paradise Center in Sanders County. So grand opening of the National Museum of Forest Service History is happening tomorrow at 10 a.m. The National Museum of Forest Service History is opening. You can join them, Montana dignitaries, and other guests for a ribbon-cutting ceremony, followed by cake and coffee, located 1 mile west of the Missoula Airport. Their beautiful 36-acre campus includes a restored historic ranger's cabin that serves as visitors center and hosts interactive exhibits, a replica of an L4 fire lookout tower built for the Smithsonian Forklift Festival on the Washington, D.C. Mall, and a winding interpretive forest discovery trail with interpretive signage and activities for K through 12 students and visitors alike. 6th annual Party in the Park at 12 p.m. at Franklin Park. NAMI Missoula and the Missoula Local Mental Health Advisory Council, with a generous support of the Knights of Columbus, host a free picnic for members of the mental health community. Fried chicken, drinks, and cookies are provided. For the Big Dipper ice cream truck will be on hand too, and you can call Karen for more information at 396-3395. And this is Franklin Park, their 6th annual Party in the Park for people with mental illness. Hand drumming and rhythm exploration workshop is at the Missoula Senior Center. So 4:30 to 6 p.m. You don't want to miss a special opportunity to experience the power of rhythm and connections with instructors Matthew Marsalek and Tracy Top of the Drum Brothers. In this workshop, participants will learn beginning rhythms and explore the techniques and polyrhythmic interplay of Western African drumming. Come experience the joy and power of community music making. Drums will be provided for the workshop. Register. Basically, you can show up at the door. The registration is handdrummingmass.eventbrite.com. So if you can remember that, great. But you can always go to MissoulaEvents.net to find the link so you can get on there as well. And the suggested donation is about $10. That helps the cost of the workshop, snacks, beverages, instructor fees. And yeah, it's a great way. It's happening at 4:30 at the Missoula Senior Center. Nice little drum circle. Great. So Dodgy Mountain Men is going to be at downtown tonight, which is not tonight, which is Thursday night, 5:30 p.m. at the Dodgy Mountain Men are a folk blues band, which mix their style of getting popular music and making them do folk songs. So you can check that out. It's going to be a nice little folk jam band. You can dance and hang out. It's from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. They have beer gardens, and they have all the food vendors. It's basically like out to lunch, but with beer. That's a great way of describing it. And here are some of your nightly events for your Thursday night. You got country dance lessons with Kathy Clark at 7 p.m. And then, of course, you got Rockin' Karaoke by Aaron B. Rocks at Dark Horse. Karaoke at the VFW again. You got Down North. It's going to be rock music at the Top Hat Lounge. And you also have Baby Tiger, who's at Top Hat Lounge as well, which will be playing funk music. Honeycomb is at Monk's Bar. And yeah, I mean, there's going to be Truman Water and the Plastic Harmony Band and the Bugs at Zootown Arts Community Center. They're all having all sorts of things happening this week. Wednesday especially is going to be full of plenty of activities from what I've just told you guys. But I'm definitely excited because MCAT, I want to go and check out the grand opening of the National Museum of Forest Service history. So that basically kind of wraps up everything I'm saying about this morning show. If you want to learn more information about Wake Up Missoula, you can log on to wakeupmissoula.wixsite.com/wakeupmissoula. Be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube, like me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. Basically 3 different ways of doing one thing. It's a great way to get connected with me. I will, if you have any great videos you want me to share on my morning show, I can do that as well. It has to be appropriate for all audiences. That's my only stipulation, but other than that, if I like it, I'll show it. It's great. So thanks for joining me and for Wake Up Missoula. I'm Scott Ramp, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week.